1 second, I'm just posting on Facebook. Welcome, welcome. If you're here, I'm going to start very soon. Welcome, Laz. I'm just posting on Facebook. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to post the YouTube link on Facebook, and then I am going to be right with you, okay? Welcome, everyone. Okay, excellent. I'm here. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay. Hi, Les. It's very nice to see you. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the NeuroGraphica live stream. My name is Lana Shalom. I'm a certified into YouTube. It's easier to see your desk. Yeah. I'm a certified neurographic instructor and coach, and I'm welcoming everyone to today's session. Welcome, welcome. We are doing something fun and interesting and fascinating. We are doing the new take on the 10 principles of NeuroGraphica. Now, the principles themselves, of course, have not changed. They're the same principles as before. That doesn't change, just like the 10 commandments do not change. I like to call the 10 principles the 10 commandments of the NeuroGraphica method. Same thing here. Yeah, that's very strange, because if you go to my channel, Lana Shalom, you will find me there live. For sure, I know I'm there because I am looking at myself on the YouTube and I can see it streaming live, okay? I see people are logged in here also. Guys, if you see me, let me know. Put it in the chat that you do see me, but I believe they do, yeah. So go to my channel. My channel on YouTube is Lana Shalom, so you're welcome to see me there, okay? We're going to do something interesting today. And like I said, the 10 principles do not change. The other parts about the NeuroGraphic method, sometimes Pavel changes it, right? Because he adds things, he's still developing the method, but the 10 principles are the backbone. They're based, the basis upon which the method is actually was created, okay? So absolutely, definitely, they do not change, but what we're going to do is we're going to give you a different perspective, okay? I did part 1 yesterday. Part 1 was focusing on the first 5 of the 10 principles, okay? Today, we're going to focus on part 2. Okay, let me share my presentation. Those of you on YouTube, you're going to be able to see it. Okay, I don't know why. I'm trying to see if I can send it to you. So stay here for now. Yeah, like you said it correctly. Stay here for now. I'm going to explain everything. So let's repeat, okay? Remember, what I'm teaching you now are the foundation of the NeuroGraphic method. They're actually a part, an important and mandatory part of the Certified Basic User course. So all of you here are getting a kind of a free intro, a free peek into the Basic User course. I'm going to repeat what the first 5 principles were. They were, remember, the principles are connecting one upon the other. Principle number 2 is based upon the principle number 1. Number 3 is based upon 2 and 1. Number 4 is based upon 3, 2, and 1, and so on and so forth. So they all built, they all kind of sequential, okay? Image integrates meaning is principle number 1. Number 2, meanings contain states of mind. Whatever meaning we give to any image, they reflect our mental process, our connection, the way we associate a certain image to a certain way we archetype within our mind, okay? Number 3, it says problems are the creation of the thinking mind. Whatever problems we create in life are really the way we understand this visual image based on our personal experience, okay? Number 4, solutions have a bionic quality, and this means that solutions come naturally. Whenever your mind seeks a problem or a challenge, as we did yesterday, we tried to talk about challenge, your mind will seek a solution naturally. Okay, and number 5 was harmony leads to satisfaction. And this is directly tied into the archetype of the circle, the archetype, the idea why we do the rounding in our drawing, the idea where we're seeking the circle, that the neural line is a potential circle. Every curve within the neural line represents the potentiality of a circle. The idea that when we do the rounding, we bring the potential of the circle into it. And once we start doing it, remember how over here we talked about changing the word problems to the word challenge. When we look at anything our life presents to us as challenge, then our mind will naturally look for solutions. And in order for it to do it so much more readily, we need to do the rounding. Because when we see harmony, our mind relaxes and it easily connects to the solution that already exists, okay? I spoke about it on Sunday when I did the open live stream, open drawing of the algorithm for the miracle. And we talked about that the idea of a miracle is that it's, now I'm going to present it to you within the ideas of the 10 principles. It's a solution that already exists. It's a big solution to some deep problem. Okay, we have everyday problems and we have everyday solutions, but a miracle is when it's done on a group level, and not just for one person, but it's done for a group of people. And a miracle is when it's a solution on a deep level onto a big, big problem. And I talked about the fact that miracles already exist in our universe. It exists in our life. The only issue is that it's hidden from us. We can't see it. They're not revealed miracles. That's why often when people wish for miracles, they always say, I wish you revealed miracles, okay? Because there's no point to wish for a miracle. Miracles already exist. The idea is for you to have it revealed. The idea is for you to see it. And the same thing happens here. Whenever we draw harmony, which is what the idea of the rounding is, the idea of the circle, the idea of the neural line, all 3 of these concepts have the concept of the circle, the harmony, the comfort, the satisfaction built within it, okay? Now we're going to go into the second part of the 10 principles. Those are the graphic parts, okay? Remember, NeuroGraphic are 2 parts, neuro and graphical. The graphical part, neuro, is a part that has to do with our inner self, our neural processes. Graphica is our visualization. The way we visualize what's happening in our life is the way we visualize problems or challenges, okay? You choose the word. And the way we start looking visually first for solutions, okay? And it's interesting. The first one says, the universe fits upon the tip of the marker. What that means is that the tip of the marker, look at it. If you take a marker, what does that represent to you? Okay. The marker is a representation of the extension of your hand. Okay. The extension of your hand, the extension of your finger is the marker. The marker represents what your finger cannot do. You can touch things with your finger. Can you draw with your finger? And that's why it's principle number 6. It's the beginning of the graphical representation of how we can bring transformation in our life. Seeking transformation is one part. Actually taking actions, doing something about it, is part number 2. When you pick up a marker, you invite actions. You start bringing, actualizing, realizing your goal into your life. And that's why we say it's an invitation to explore the profound connections around us. We're looking at the marker and we see what? Ask any artist. What is a white canvas? What is a blank canvas? What is it when they pick up a paintbrush? In our case, it's markers. it's a possibility. It's a potentiality of anything and everything, okay? And that's the idea of principle number 6. Principle number 7. Every task has a graphical solution. And this refers to the fact that every challenge holds the promise of a graphical solution. When we talk about graphical solution, it's about visualization. Remember, the way our mind processes the world is through the visualization. If we close our eyes, we don't see things. We may not be triggered by anything unless I touch something. Then I'm triggered by my tactile stimulation. But unless I open my eyes, then what's happening? Then I'm supposedly theoretically sleeping, right? I'm not fully sleeping because my mind has to also rest. We know that. But the idea is that our vision is very importantly attached to the way we see the world, the way we process the world. So when we start getting involved, bringing the solution on a graphical level, drawing the solution with the use of a marker, we start bringing the idea that if we put a problem on the paper, we will see a solution on the paper. Whenever you put a problem on the paper, this has also come from Bert Hellinger's work with constellations. I like to call it alignments, right? The field of psychology that says if you take any area and you create an energy field, and that's what we do with a piece of paper. We take a piece of paper. Every time we start doing the drawing, we're going to talk about it when we talk about the 8 steps of the algorithm, right? Step number 2, the composition. Whenever we start a composition, we create an energy field. We start understanding that here I'm going to put a challenge. Whatever challenge I'm facing now, whatever I'm seeking, I like to also call it quest. What is my quest today? I put it on my paper. Sometimes we start our drawing with a goal. Sometimes we don't have a goal. Sometimes we start our drawing with a problem, with a challenge. Whatever it is, I put it on the paper and I will find the solution. This is the premises of the NeuroGraphic drawing. When you commit a problem to the paper, the corresponding solution will emerge. It will transform your internal vision into reality with each drawing. What you perceive visually can shape your reality. It can guide you from seeing a problem, seeing a challenge, to seeing the solution, and then start internalizing it. It's interesting. This one states the paper has no borders or boundaries. What it says is that even though we created the energy field, we created the graphical, visual solution on the paper, the piece of paper, it can be size A4, it can be size A5. It can be a little memo pad. I talk about it a lot. I like to draw a lot on memo pads, quick drawing, Express ARL. I love to do this here, right? Or it can be an A3. It can be a giant poster size. We understand that this is just an example of what our life represents. And just because we see it on the paper doesn't mean that it only exists on the paper. No, it goes beyond the paper. It goes beyond the boundaries. It goes inside our mind. Drawing knows no limits. It extends beyond the paper before you. It resonates with the vibrancy of real life, and the creativity flows without restraint. And you bring the idea of that creativity without restraints in your life. That's the magic of visualization. You bring it to your mind. Your mind processes that there are no boundaries. You can achieve whatever you want, whenever you want. Okay, that's an important part. The world is made of shapes and lines. And this to bring you to the idea of what we discussed last week when I showed you the ABCs of NeuroGraphica, the NeuroGraphic alphabet, that the world around us is an archetypal world. We give the meaning to what we see. If I see a circle, I start interpreting what that circle represents to me. Okay, I'm just looking around to see what's the circle I have here. I have a circle, it's right here. The circle is the lotion, right? I have a face lotion made out of honey and rose, okay, the rose oil. But the first time I look at the circle, my mind starts interpreting, what does this circle represent to me? Is it something edible? How can I use it? Because the circle represents some idea that I can use it to give myself harmony, comfort, satisfaction, love, and everything else that's associated, okay? The whole world is made out of lines and circles. I'm going to expand on this a little later, actually. Let me see. Should we do it now? And this brings us to the next step. No, we're going to do this later, okay? For now, we're going to stay on the idea that the world is made. The world consists of lines and shapes, okay? And over here, I want to bring you to the idea that I actually shared with you a few weeks ago when we explored the neuroline. That NeuroGraphica, when you look at nature, you can see what we just discussed, that the world is made of shapes and lines, right? Look at this. Circles and lines in between. You can see now we're looking at the picture of the pomegranate, the open pomegranate, right? Inside, also, the seeds of the pomegranate are kind of a variation on the circular shape. Okay, they're definitely not triangular. They're definitely not square. Okay. Look at this. This is a satellite picture, right, of the water. You can see the lines. You can easily see the lines. Look at this picture. The world consists of the lines and the circular, the vision of the honeydew, right? The melon, the type of a melon. That's what it is. Circles in nature are either food that we can consume. They're important for survival. It can also be something that we can use as a shelter, right? Something like a cave or a tree that we can hide under. Okay, think about it anthropologically. Even if we take us back to the biblical story when Adam and Eve, they were expelled from the Garden of Eden, what did they have to do? They had to find shelter. They had to have food because now they weren't taken care of by, as they thought, by taken care of by God or in Garden of Eden, right? Or they were taken care of fully. No. And that's the human mind. That our basic instinct. It's always about survival. That's why we see the circle. The archetype of a circle is always aiding us in the survival, in our basic instinct of how do I survive? Do I have food? Do I have shelter? Do I have water? Right? Water is connected to food, right? Satience. And of course, am I safe? Right? We're not going to talk about it today, but I may even have an open session. If not, I can always create it. The session where we talk about the pyramid of Maslow, Abraham Maslow's pyramid, where he talks about the needs of human being. And the first and the basic one is, of course, human survival. Okay? Do we have enough food? Do we have shelter? Do I have clothing? Safety, by the way, comes second. Okay? But that's interesting to start noting. Look at nature. Look at the beautiful bushes we see from the top, right? Look at the tree. This tree, you can easily see lines, lots and lots of lines. Some lines are wavy, some lines are straight. Look at the lines of the tree behind you, right? And that's the idea that our world is a tapestry of shapes and lines. We'll go from circles to the straight edges, okay? It's a variation of the circles of straight edges. They reflect in our inner selves, and they reflect in the external environment. And it's just to show us that a reminder that there is beauty and harmony in all and every detail of existence, okay? Look at this, the picture of the sky, right? The picture of the human brain, the nucleus. Same thing, circle, lines, right? And over here, reminds you of what happens when we do the rounding, create the fusion between different lines. The picture of the moss, the sea moss, right? The DNA, the picture of the DNA. Also notice circles. Circles form together, gather together to create a line. Same thing here. The nerve, right? The nerve ending. the shade, the shadow of the tree. Actually, I don't know if it's a shadow of the tree. It looks like it. Of course, the picture of the planet Earth, right? Again, the sky, lots and lots of lines. And the idea is that, and this is the premises of the NeuroGraphic method, is that when we connect to nature, when we connect to seeing something, our mind, when we look at the lines and the circles that we draw on the paper, and remember, NeuroGraphica is connected to this kind of type of modern art representation. I would even say I could call it contemporary art because it would also be connecting us to contemporary art, but I would say it's more like modern art. The form of art we connect neurographic to is more of modern art, but we can all definitely call it contemporary art. And the idea is that, and the idea of the modern art was just representation of shapes in the drawing. The human being, looking at the drawing, will look at the shapes and connect to the internal representation of what this drawing represents to them. That's why I call contemporary art. I was explaining this to my children. In the summer, we were traveling a lot. And of course, whenever we travel, we go to museums a lot. That's all I do. I love going to different cities, museums. And I was explaining to my children that when they looked at art, they're like, Mom, I can draw this. Can I bring my drawings to the museum? And I was explaining to them, it's not about what you draw. It's about what the artist represented by this drawing. How the artist connected the lines and the shapes, or, if they did live installation, how they would connect. I remember seeing one with like materials, right? Or the lights blinking. What were their message? And I taught them that it's important to read about the artist, not just look at the art, but also read what was the message of the artist when they showed, when they did this installation or where they drew this picture. What did they want to convey to you? And that's contemporary art. Same thing with NeuroGraphica. NeuroGraphica is a contemporary art. It's about the fact that when you look at the lines and the shapes that you draw, what does that represent to you, right? This is the idea behind the metaphoric associative cards. I'm still hoping, I'm going to do that course this year, hopefully in 2025. I'm hoping to bring it. But that's the idea. You look at the same picture, but we will all have, even if we describe similarly, not the same, by the way, similarly, we will all have different associations and different response to each drawing. Each drawing will mean something else to each single one of us based on our personal individualized experience, okay? If I ask you, what does this picture represent to you? We will have different answers. And not because I'm not even clear what this picture is, I'll be completely honest with you. If you ask me what this is, I can't even describe to you. I can describe to you that I see something red, but honestly, when I first wanted to say the color I wanted to say was pink, and then I realized it's not pink, it's red. Do you see? It's already changing within my mind. It will definitely be changing to people around you. Okay, each person will have their own response to what they see on the, first of all, over here in this photography, and whatever you draw. One of the golden rules in NeuroGraphic, we don't interpret other people's drawings. We don't look at the drawing and say, okay, I know over here you felt tension and you were upset and you were mean or you were mad or you were, you're expecting. We don't do that. That's very important not to do that. This is not a tarot card reading, and I don't mind. I don't have anything against tarot card readers. I have a friend who is a tarot card reader. She's a tarot astrologist, but it's not about interpretations for others. Remember what a neurographic drawing is. It's a map, a quest map. It's a map for you to get from where you are now to where you want to be. And it is fully based upon the personal experience. Okay? You will know, your mind will read the map according to your necessary conscious kind of archetypal view. Okay? And that's the idea here. Look at this. Circles, right? and lines in between. Lines, lots of lines. May not see so many circles, or over here, this could be constituted, but look at the lip. The up close picture of the lip, you see it's made of lines. Look at the beautiful picture of the rose. Lots of lines. Can you find circles in here? And that's going to be your personal quest. Remember, circles represent what? Harmony. Circle represents satisfaction. Satisfaction is association with you finding the solution to whatever quest you're having. Because the premise of any life is about, remember what I said, the basic instinct is survival. Survival stands upon the idea that we must constantly be finding the solution to whatever challenges we have. If I ask any person, does our life constantly consist of challenges? Most people will say yes, because this is the reality of life. The reality is that our life constantly consists of challenges, right? AKA problems, right? I like to call it challenges. We seek challenges every morning. We wake up and it's, what's the challenge of today? So our mind is constantly busy with seeking what? Solutions. Our mind, this is the reason why people do meditation, to rest the thinking mind. Because we're constantly processing, okay, my next challenge, my next solution, my next challenge, my next solution. So your mind constantly looks around to see what would be the solution, possible solution to the possible challenge. NeuroGraphica says, look, just put it as part of your graphical visualization all the time. Draw circles, bring the neural line, do the rounding. Whenever you bring two lines that intersect, round it out, and your mind will start relaxing. We'll stop this constant seeking of, okay, I don't know what the next challenge is, but I should constantly be looking for solutions, because that's the idea. Okay? Lines and circles. We're constantly seeking those archetypal shapes everywhere we look. Okay? And the idea of NeuroGraphica is that when we draw NeuroGraphica, our premise is the principle number 10. Drawing is easy. Why? Because all you have to do is to draw lines and circles. And it's easy. Everybody can draw circles and lines. Children can do it. That's the premises. There is a program in the institute. It's in Russian Institute. I know they definitely have it in the German speaking. They do. I don't think if they have it. I would be surprised if they have it in the English one. Maybe they do already. But there is a program, NeuroGraphica, with children. And that's the idea. The idea that these archetypal ideas are instilled in who we are as humans. Children would be, okay, drawing lines and circles. You don't need, that's why I always say, this is not for somebody who has an artistic background. If you don't have an artistic background, it is fine. You can just take a marker. If you know how to hold a marker, and we know little children don't know, they can take crayons and they can still, what? Doodle, right? And that's the idea. Just take a piece of a marker, just take your paper and start creating. Embrace the simplicity of drawing. Because all you have to do is just pick up the marker and start drawing, and it will invite expression and creativity into your life. It will open doors to endless possibilities. Okay? That's the idea. Okay? I'm going to transfer my camera, and I'm going to invite you. I'm going to show you. It's not as complicated as it looks. It really isn't, I'll be honest with you. All you have to do is, you don't have to know how to draw a perfect circle. In fact, people ask me, can I use a circular? And I say, do not use a circular. Be happy. Learn to be happy with whatever circle you create, right? And that's what we do here on Instagram. I'm going to turn my camera down. Okay. And this is what we can do. Just draw a circle. You can just draw any amount of circle. Circle. Let me check to make sure I can see. Okay. And another circle. This is my challenge for today. And this is a solution to my challenge. Let me connect my challenge to my solution. Let me create a pathway of how I can get from my challenge to my solution. And notice some lines will take me to the solution, some lines will not. They'll take me somewhere else. And I will trust the process. I will trust the journey. That on the way to reaching my quest, I will travel on a path that's not necessarily going to be a path of just goal seeking, okay? And that's the idea of life. In life, we're not just going to focus on seeking to fulfill our goal, because that's not how life works. Because journey to fulfilling your quest will bring more premises, okay? And then sometimes, notice what happens. I keep coming here. You may think that this is a solution to your quest, but the solution can also be here. And it's about seeing the possibilities. We may not be analyzing or over-analyzing everything, but your mind will see all the possibilities and will create the necessary means of deciding which possibility is the right one, which shape is the right solution. And I'm going to trust my inner subconscious part, my inner unconscious part, something that I refer to as my soul, to guide me in this process, to guide me in this journey, okay? But no matter what, if I'm drawing the lines and I'm drawing the circles, I want to make sure that my journey is going to be a harmonious one. My journey is going to be full of comfort, joy, care, love. And that will happen because I am bringing the archetype of the circle into my life. There you go, voila. Breathing in and breathing out every single time you do the drawing. The drawing is a transformation of who you are. So become aware of it. Bring the awareness of the transformation within I would say not just the most important part, all parts of who we are are important, but the most relevant one because it's connected to the reality the most, your body. So when you do the breathing, you're actually breathing in, you're actually bringing the transformation to your reality through your body, okay? I'm noticing the difference between this part of the drawing and this part of the drawing. This part is integrated. Look at this. The lines are fused together. The shapes and the lines here have become one, right? One figure. And this is what we refer to when we talk in step 4.1. Okay, those of you who know the steps, those of you who don't know the steps, I will talk about it probably next week. But that's the idea of the figure in the background. When we talk about the figure, right, it's interesting. People ask me, why do we say the figure? Why not figures? We have many circles and many lines here. Wouldn't we refer to it as the figures? No. The idea of the circle, it's officially, this step is called the conjoining. The idea of the rounding, we call it conjoining it, meaning joining them together. The fusion, I like to call it. I also like to call it the integration. Okay, even though integration is really step 4, which is when we integrate the drawing into the background and integrate the drawing integrate the color into the drawing. But step 3, by the way, originally, step 3 was called integration 2, okay? Then Pavel changed it not to confuse people with step 4, because step 4 was officially called integration. And step 4 became integration, and step 3 became conjoining. But originally, I remember being confused, thinking why both of them are, why does Pavel refer to both steps as integration, until I, became an experienced, not just a certified instructor, but an experienced instructor where I was teaching a lot, and I was teaching the specialist course, which is like the course to learn the most, because it's not just about learning how to draw, but also how to work with others, right? So you definitely bring your game up, right? And that's the idea, that it's when we do the rounding, we're integrating, we're fusing the shapes and the lines together. Notice, right? When we don't do the rounding, they're kind of on a separate levels of existence, right? The circles are by themselves and the lines are by themselves. But when we do the fusion, what happens? You are creating kind of a single figure that consists of many different areas, but this now became one figure. I fused it together. They are together, they work together. And that's the idea. Drawing is easy, guys. It's not complicated. It doesn't require complicated programs. It doesn't require anything, it doesn't require for you to know the knowledge of how to combine, even when we add color, right? It's not about you knowing how to properly put the color. I'm not an artist, not at all. Just color. Just bring the color into your drawing and you will start noticing how the drawing will change. Okay, add color in this case to your shapes. Okay, add color to your lines. Start noticing how the way you view, the way you feel. Color, by the way, is an emotional, the way you view, you increase your emotional connection to what's happening in the paper. Start connecting to the drawing through the color, right? And I noticed, what am I noticing? Another circle emerging right here. Nice big circle, okay? And that's my personal, remember, this is my drawing. You can look at it and say, Lana, I think you should put a circle here or here, but that will be your interpretation of my drawing. And I'm going to say, thank you for your suggestion, but guess what? This is my drawing. I created it. It's very individual, and that's going to be another golden rule connection. The golden rule, one of the golden rules we say is we don't draw for others. You cannot draw NeuroGraphica for others. You can draw NeuroGraphica for yourself. Okay, so if somebody comes and says, can you draw this for me? Not really. What you can do is you can draw on the topic, on the quest, on the goal of your connection to whatever happens to somebody else, okay? So let's say if somebody's seeking financial growth, for example, and you say, I don't have an issue like that. But what if that somebody is your child or your parent or your sibling or your friend, right? You already have an emotional and a mental connection to that person. And you can say, the goal of my drawing is for my friend. But even that, you have to voice it correctly. You can say, I want to feel good about the fact that my friend has an issue. Do you see what happens here? You are the subject, okay, of the drawing. It's you. You're not focusing on the other person. You're still focusing on yourself. You want to be the one feeling good. And this brings the fact that it's a freedom of choice. When we draw for others, we're kind of deciding for them that we think we know better, because this drawing is a personal, it's a map to my subconscious, not your subconscious, okay? So that's why you cannot be telling me where I should put a circle on my drawing, because you don't know. You can't be telling my subconscious on what to do. And that's the idea. Give the message to your subconscious about what needs to be done. How to seek the solution. What is the solution? And by the way, that's the idea of the fixing shape. The fixing shape is kind of back to the future jump, where you say, oh, I know where the solution is. And the fixing shape is the solution. And you kind of, again, sending the signal to your mind, here is a solution, okay? So if you ask me, for example, which one of the shapes, let's say you're guiding me, you're my coach, and you're saying, which one would be the fixing shape? Which circle do you think is the most important circle? Or is there another circle? What would be the fixing shape, right? And I would say the fixing shape would probably be here. Okay. Oops, no more has to go. Doesn't work anymore, right? And I'm gonna make it nice and thick. I'm gonna make sure that this circle will stand out. It must stand out in order for my mind to get the message that here, bing, bing, alert, alert, this is the solution. This is my solution. I'm making it alerting. Making sure my mind will see it, okay? Even the color, notice it's an alertful color, okay? And guess what? It's not even thick enough. You need to make it even thicker. Look, make it nice and thick, okay? The thicker it is, the bolder it is, the better it is for your mind to hear the message that you are sending through the energy field. This is an important circle. This is the solution to whatever challenge I'm seeking. Now, if you ask me what's my challenge, I don't know, because remember, we didn't do the brainstorming. I kind of have an idea, but because we didn't do the brainstorming, we didn't figure out what the goal is. Do you see what happens? Why in NeuroGraphica, we must follow all of the 8 steps. And step number 1 must be always step number 1. And both in the beginning, it's step number 1, we need to set the goal, and at the end, it's step number 8. Okay? Because otherwise, what's the point of drawing? Yeah, we can draw, but why waste your energy on just for what? Remember, our mind is already busy seeking solutions for our existence. For now, for the future, and in a year from now, in 10 years from now, tomorrow, both long-term or short-term. So why not help our mind? Why not bring easiness to our mind by saying, okay, we're looking for a solution to this specific problem. Don't worry, this is covered, okay? And that's the idea, okay? And yes, you will say we need the field lines. And this is field line. Okay. Field lines are also nice and thick neural lines, okay? Remember, the world consists of circles and lines. Circles and lines, and your drawings will reflect that. Circles and lines. Okay. Now I would like to invite you to make sure you press like on my video. I would love for you to subscribe so you don't miss a video, right? And I'm gonna put a donate button if any of you are looking to the exchange of energy. If you feel that the energy you're getting from me, you're thankful, you want to express your gratitude in a monetary form, you're welcome to do so. But yeah, I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see you tuning in, watching, benefiting, the most important part, benefiting from the open live stream sessions, okay? Love to hear it from you. You're welcome to recommend my channel to everyone who you think would benefit from the NeuroGraphica method, okay? And you're welcome. And if you want to learn more, if you want to do more practice, more practical hands-on information, welcome to join the basic user course, okay? That's the best course at the beginner level. If you want to start becoming professional, welcome to join the specialist course. This is where you start spreading the beauty of the NeuroGraphic method with others. You become an ambassador of NeuroGraphica, learning about it and passing it on to others. Understanding, learning about NeuroGraphica. Specialist course is a professional course where I actually, like I said, not just teach you the NeuroGraphica, but also bring you how to use it with others. Now we just started a new thing, and I'm going to actually make it an open possibility for anyone to have it within the specialist course. That's something unique. I know nobody else have it. I actually do coaching sessions with my students where I show them how to use the NeuroGraphica method as part of the coaching process. Okay, and in January, we're going to do that an open invitation for everyone. Okay, I'm going to do open invitation. So definitely go on my Facebook, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, but I'm going to draw a lot and you can sign up. And if you're interested, you can be a coaching client. It's going to be for free. It's complimentary as part of my this kind of project where I show how the NeuroGraphic method works on a practical level, not just talking about it, but actually showing you how through the process of using NeuroGraphica as a coaching method, you can actually reach results, okay? And once I'm finished with this, what I'm gonna do is I love to use my oil pastels, okay? Pastels are very important. I love the fact that I can go with a look on a tactile level. Remember what I said? Marker is an extension of your fingers. And over here, I actually get to use my fingers. I create my fingers, okay? I actually use the coloring. I actually color with my fingers. Isn't that cool? So you can see the texture of this paper is different. Like when I've tried to use my fingers to color, to spread the oil pastel, it doesn't work as well. I didn't realize I'm gonna draw on this, I'll be completely honest with you. I love to use my usual drawing pad. The texture is different. So watch the tools of the trade video. I did it like about 3 weeks ago, and you can see how I explain actually different types of paper, different types of markers, the pencils, you see. If I try to spread it around, it's going to be a bit hard for me. This paper is not very oil pastel friendly, okay? I'm actually going to use the pencils to color first, so the color goes easily with the oil pastels. Okay. And again, I choose color keeping in mind the energy that I'm seeking with a specific color. We learn about the color and the energy of the color at the NeuroColor course, so you're welcome to take that. All the certified courses are on sale now, and I'm planning to do a refresher for all of them in the upcoming year of 2025. So welcome to purchase it. Okay, once I'm going to start the refresher, I'm going to raise the price. They're on sale now. I don't remember, $88 or $99, whatever it is. Definitely, I think it's the cheapest prices out there. And that's with the certification and the supervision. Sharon, I'm very happy to see you, dear. Very happy to see you. Don't know when you texted this. It doesn't tell me when you texted it, but I like to say better late than never, okay? And I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to hear from you. Okay. What else do we have here? Okay, add color. Bring the energy of each color to your drawing. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. And I think we have the purple in the middle. And this is the stylization step. This is the step where we can actually figure out, do we still want to keep the color we added original? That's why I like to use pencils. Pencils give you the color that can actually be changed. I don't use highlighters for this specific reason because highlighters kind of make things already more for sure, you know, like you're kind of committed to that color, but pencils, you can still change the color. Looking at this drawing, I'm going to take my notepad and let's do that 3-minute brainstorming, okay? And when I do the 2-minute brainstorming at the end, you must be looking at your drawing. The 2-minute brainstorm comes as a visual effect, as a mind processing of what you see on the drawing at the end, okay? Where is my phone? Oh, my phone is on Instagram, and let's do 2 minutes here on my iPad here. Okay. Ready, set, go. Write down. What do you see? What do you have? What comes to your mind, to your body, to your emotions when you're looking at the drawing? Yeah. And next week, I'm going to mention it since it came up in my brainstorming. Next week, we actually going to meet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because Thursday is a holiday. So we're not meeting on Thursday, but yeah, look at this. Right. And I'm looking at my list and I'm reading through and I'm thinking, what were the most important ones? And certain words I'm going to kind of circle out, not even words, phrases, I would say, right? Okay. And the word happiness, right? My happiness project has been on for like about 2 years now. I need to finish doing the course. I want to bring that course to you guys, right? Wouldn't that be a cool course, a happiness course, learning how to be, and I would call it, what is the algorithm for happiness, right? There you go. We have the algorithm for a miracle. Why not an algorithm for happiness? And there's an actual algorithm, okay? I've been studying it. I've been taking courses, the happiness course, okay? The study of the happiness. And yeah, Okay, turning my camera back. Hello, hello. There's the talking head again. And let's go back on Zoom, turning the Zoom back, okay? Okay, so I hope you have fun today. I hope you enjoyed today's session. I would love to hear your comments. Welcome to write some comments under the YouTube video. Welcome to like, welcome to share. Welcome to subscribe. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Passion Tulip, hello. 1 second, okay, I'll be finished in 1 second. Hello, Zuleika, nice seeing you, dear. I will be able to see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about reaching your goal. We talked about the goal, the desire, the wishes. Talk more about reaching the goal, reaching your desires, your wishes through the meta-modern quadrant. This is a great philosophy created again by Pavel Piskaryov. If you love the neurographic method, join me as we explore it through a different perspective, okay? I'll be showing you again the algorithm, more ways to reach your goal, okay? Thank you for joining me. Wishing you a beautiful day or a night ahead. Enjoy the processing, watch it, send it to others, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Any questions, welcome to PM me, messenger me. Don't see my Instagram message for some reason. I need to see why the settings are not set on my phone, but messenger works the best, or you can always email me, okay? Goodbye, everyone.